I've bought over 300 cryptos, some terrible, losing me hundreds of thousands of dollars, and some amazing, making me over $1 million. I'm gonna reveal 5 cryptos that made me money: XRP, Litecoin, Solana, Render, and Bitcoin. But even more important than the names of these coins is why they made me money. So let's talk about my crypto failures and the valuable lessons I learned from those. Then we'll get into some of my crypto successes and how those will inform my future decisions. And you'll get like 10 years of experience all for free. Here's the most important lesson I ever learned in crypto. In 2022, I was into a bunch of altcoins, from meme coins to stable coins, DeFi, you named it. I probably purchased a little bit and made a video on it. And there was a certain duo that stood out from the pack, Tera and Luna. Both tokens were for a DeFi platform that offered you 20% returns on stable coins. This was amazing. It was a cool idea. It had so much hype. Institutions and people all around the world had deposited billions of dollars into this platform to earn that high yield. Even the creator of this project, Do Kwon, was well known. People loved him, even though he was the weird dork who mocked poor people. There was some weird stuff going on, but this project seemed to be guaranteed money, and people ignored the weird stuff and they loved it, and I got swept up in the hype. So how did the project do? Well, it went amazing for a while, but then the whole thing crashed and I lost about $200,000 alongside millions of other people who also lost their savings. Even KSI saw $2.8 million turn into just $1,000 on this platform. Luna and Terra turned out to be a disaster at best, a scam at worst, but I learned a valuable lesson, maybe the most important lesson in crypto. Don't ever believe the hype.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
This collapse was as big as the Lehman Brothers collapse in 2008. Many big institutions bet their entire portfolios on Tera Luna and lost everything for themselves and their clients. Even the big guys get it wrong sometimes, so don't be a sucker. And it didn't even end there. The reason why most cryptos fail. There's some other really important lessons I learned from a much quieter project, Meld. This is a DeFi project that lets you lend on many different blockchains. A super cool idea, DeFi with integrated fiat banking baked right in. This feels like it's ahead of the curve. If crypto becomes truly mainstream, then this is something that will have such a valuable use case. But here's the double lesson. People care about use cases right now, today. What value do you provide me today? That's what people are always asking. And even more, crypto projects live or die by sustaining attention that they get right now, today as well. Meld has kind of struggled on both fronts, with a price that's been on a highway to nowhere for quite a while now. Get these 2 lessons wrong and it's not a good sign for your project. The ideal crypto project, number 1, solves a problem that is a problem right now, today. And number 2, can remain exciting in the public eye. It's unfortunately just important that a crypto can do both of these things in modern day. Now look, this is just my opinions and my observations from buying way too many cryptos and doing so much research over the years. None of this is financial advice. I encourage you to do your own research as well and only ever trade what you can afford to lose. But if you want to see another valuable lesson that I learned, check this out. The trap that 99% of people fall for. Ardana, okay. Bear with me while I explain what they do. They claim to be an on-chain, asset-backed stablecoin protocol and decentralized exchange stable asset liquidity pool. That's a lot. What does that even mean? In reality, not a lot. There's some evidence that looks like they were allegedly a scam or incompetently managed. I don't know exactly, and there's even more evidence that the project is just totally dead. But here's the lesson. Technical jargon can be a trap. It often is. Smart people and projects can explain what they do simply. Someone who is truly smart about some topic can explain to a 5-year-old what they do. If they can't, ignore them. Ignore jargon and focus on what a project or a person is actually doing. What's their use case? Does it make sense? What's the value? Are they making moves in the industry? Do they have solid partnerships? This will tell you so much more than jargon ever will. Now this next lesson, it's so obvious that you're already doing it without even realizing. Learn from other people's mistakes. You heard me say I lost $200,000 on a scam. And hopefully that makes you second guess making an investment the next time something sounds too good to be true. Hopefully I save far more than 200K in your guys' portfolios by just saying, here's this mistake I made because I thought that I had it right and I didn't. You can actually take this one step further by surrounding yourself with the right people. Look for people who are actively pursuing the same goals as you and learn from each other. This could be as simple as like a group chat or a Discord server, whatever works for you. Learn from other people, innovating and doing the exact same things. This is exactly what we do on my crypto research platform, Finova. Our head of research, Kyle, he has traded crypto from a portfolio of $26 to $2.7 million. I've said this before, I'll say it again because it's insane, but that isn't without making 1,000 small mistakes along the way. Over time, he's amassed an 80% win rate on his research, on his posts in real time for members. Members know when to buy, what to buy, and how to stay protected because they're building off of his experience, his 1,000 mistakes and everything he's learned, which means members have profits like this, and this. Can you get these kinds of results by yourself? Absolutely. If you're willing to do the studying, you can do it yourself for sure. Or you can just skip ahead of the line and directly learn from experts. I don't care who you do it from, but you can make your life a little bit easier. If you want to get involved with Innova and get access to our trades as they happen day in and day out, hit that link below. And if you don't love it, if you sign up and you don't love it, we have a 100% money back guarantee, so there's really no risk in joining. See you over there. Now, the fundamental truth of crypto. If you've been following my page for a while, you'll know that I've researched thousands of cryptos, many of which have had pretty good promise. Well, crypto is about to give me another hard lesson because Nano. This was a cool one. It was a cryptocurrency designed to address the Bitcoin scalability problem. The problem is Bitcoin can't handle massive transaction volume. Nano was created to have lightning fast confirmation times and low fees, making it a huge value add to Bitcoin users. Sounds good, but Nano was tied to an Italian exchange hack where 17 million Nano was lost. The price of Nano sank from 32 bucks down to $1. So much for Nano. Luckily, I only had a small investment in this one, so I didn't personally lose a whole lot, but this brings me to a valuable lesson. The fundamental truth of crypto. Crypto is extremely volatile, and even solid projects with everything going for themselves can bust. Do not be overexposed to any one project. Bad things can happen. Alongside this, I want to talk about helium. I really like the idea behind this one, crypto for the Internet of Things. Like, that's rock solid, combining two technologies that are getting more and more popular right here, right now. It just makes sense as a business. Helium's even partnered with brands like Telefonica to roll out mobile hotspots in Mexico. So again, real world use cases. But the rules are the rules. And this one just doesn't get the attention it deserves, so it just hasn't made me much. One thing you'll notice a lot about crypto projects is even the best ideas can get ignored by the market. And without attention in crypto, unfortunately, you're pretty much worthless. You have to master attention as a crypto project, as well as being a fundamentally good business product. But what about the good ones? 5 cryptos that have made me money. Let's look at XRP. This has always been a crowd favorite. It's an open source, permissionless blockchain built for business, built for transactions. B2B business can make serious money in the real world, so this has got some attention. This has a business model that just could be absolutely massive. Some even suggested that this thing could 30x, which I made a video on this in the past, and I pointed out that if it did 30x, that would require a $20 trillion market cap at the time, which is bigger than gold. Was I right? Yeah, it didn't 30x. Although it did do quite well and hit 31 billion in market cap. So there's that, which brings me to the lesson. If a project checks all the boxes, it has a solid use case, it's relevant right here, right now, and it has high levels of attention, it might look like it's perfect, and it might be perfect, but you can't let that and its hype set unrealistic expectations. Like expecting a small cap crypto to pass Bitcoin, it's just simply unrealistic. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't hop in and get some nice juicy profit and then hop out with your gains. But there's 2 even better cryptos to help highlight my points here. Litecoin is the first one. This was one of the first altcoins in general, starting way back in 2011, I believe. It's very similar to Bitcoin, except it's faster and has lower transaction fees. Its similarity to Bitcoin has led it to be called the silver to Bitcoin's gold. I like all of this. It's a solid idea. It's tied to some big crypto projects, but how did it actually perform? Well, price-wise, Litecoin saw huge pumps in both bull runs, but a more quiet response in 2024's bull run. However, it's still been pretty solid, a reliable pick for both short-term trading and long-term strategies. Like, as far as crypto goes, this one has proven to be extremely reliable in its money-making ability, which, if you've been paying attention to this video, reliable profits are better than the chance of occasional big wins. That's how you really build your stack over time. And another big lesson was hammered home by Solana, a faster, more efficient Ethereum alternative. Solana had a huge pump to 258 bucks in 2021, but then it went down to $21 in October 2023. Since then, it's gone back up over 140 bucks. But why? Well, it's tied to an incredible amount of projects. CoinMarketCap even has its own tab solely devoted to Solana-based projects. That's nuts. That is really crazy in the crypto space. So sure, Solana, it's had its ups and downs, but this connection to projects is definitely something to look for in crypto. Buying into a blockchain that has many cryptos built on it is actually safer because you're essentially buying a tiny slice of hundreds of crypto projects, the ones that are built on that blockchain. But what about something smaller? Well, there's an even smaller crypto that has worked out very well for me, Render. I've spoken about this one before. It's a blockchain that allows users to share unused GPU power to help projects render graphics and visual effects in various AI applications. This is a solid real-world use case that helps people in industries all over the world, like movies, video games, advertising. If we go back to the lessons learned, this definitely meets the relevant criteria. Now, of course, Render is still riskier than a larger, more reliable project like a Solana or a Litecoin. However, for a smaller altcoin investment, Render's one that I've had money in for a while. Yes, it's had its ups and downs throughout the year, but I see this one climbing back up and I see myself keeping this in my portfolio for a while as this price continues to increase. But Render isn't my favorite overall, nor did it make me the most money. You know what did? And it also reinforced one of the best financial lessons I've ever learned: Bitcoin. I've been talking about Bitcoin for years now. I first bought it back in 2013. My thinking at that time was, this seems weird, this seems fun, let's just try it out. I wasn't serious about crypto yet, but over time, adding my portfolio, Bitcoin has been the most reliable, solid earner in my entire portfolio by far. I've had quick wins with other coins, but this one has just been plodding upwards. Even though I've cashed out a few times, my position is still up over $300,000. And what I like about Bitcoin is it not only grows your money over time, but it's got extremely high trading volume. It's much more resilient to price swings. This makes it a solid defensive hedge against more cryptos within your portfolio. And this is exactly how I like to use Bitcoin, as a steady, reliable earner. That allows me to take risks on smaller cryptos that have incredibly high volatility. If those go well, I catch the upside. If those go bad, Bitcoin helps keep me safe, which is my biggest lesson in crypto. The lesson that's made me more money than anything else. Balance out massive risk with proportionately reliable investments. That way you can capture that big win without being ruined by a big loss. That said, if you've been paying attention, you'll know that crypto is fundamentally volatile and any project can go bust, even Bitcoin, theoretically. So surely a large position in Bitcoin violates my rules, right? Not exactly. I also make sure my crypto portfolio is only a small percentage of my overall investments. As a percentage, I could afford to lose all of my crypto. It'll suck, but I won't be wiped out altogether. I won't have to sell the house. So to balance out this risk, I have other money in more secure investments like treasury bonds, like basically the most secure investment you could have. Also cash flowing businesses. But as far as cryptos go, Bitcoin is fantastic. I mean, just look at the stats. It's one of the best performing assets of the past decades, helped many people I know get insane returns, including my head of research, Kyle. He primarily used Bitcoin to build that massive portfolio of his using just 4 simple rules to trade Bitcoin. To find out what those rules are, check out this video on screen.